It seeps into my mind. Our voices reporting. No, Hermes mustn't hear them. I have to run, to hide. Meteian's anguished voice grows distant as the source seems to flee down the slope. Greetings and salutations. Commencing report. Oh no, we can't tell them that. We must run far away. Just let them talk, why not? I mean, if there probably is a reason why not, right? But still, please don't follow me. Meteian's anguished voice fades as his hands are climbing to the top of the ridge. How? How did it come to this? Is this the reason we traveled to the stars? Why we sought out their other life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. Cannot be! Meteian's anguished voice drifts away to the south. Compiling report for dissemination to Hermes and all peoples of Ktisis. Not even voiced. Processing expedition data, preparing profiles on intelligent civilizations. Formulating answers to the question. Finalizing report. No, Yomi, you mustn't listen. Why not? Come on. It's wrong, it's all wrong. Meteian's anguished voice flees towards the lake. Had enough of that. Any sign of Meteian? Yeah, I've seen her 3 times, but she always disappears again on me. Anything confused, which will make it all the more difficult to predict her movements. Hermes, what do you make of the situation? The Meteor are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness which connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupted its usual harmony. How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs? Much as you would approach any sentient being, directly. In the Meteor's case, that means speaking to any incarnation within physical reach. So unless we can track down the Meteor we just lost, we have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters, no way to provide directions or guidance. Then we had best set our musings aside and concentrate on how we might find her. He seems to be knowing how to find her. It is a shame there is no retrocessed concept you could use to create another Meteor. Assuming, of course, we could link her to the shared mind. But no, if it were a viable solution, Hermes would have surely suggested it. In the final days, Eve is twisted by the invasion of Dynamis from beyond the star. Its progress intensified by feelings of fear and despair and anguish. Nay, I like not picture with which emerges with these latest pieces. Oh, my dear Meteian, what did you witness out there that frightened you so? Why do you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? I'm tired of this game. Of the hide and seek, I mean. Not here, I'm not here, please. There, go! I choose you, Emmet Selk. Use Hydro Pump. By the drug, is she? Very well. What? Why can't I hide? We will hear your report, good or bad. Yumi, what are you saying? Everything is so faint. I'm sorry. I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Don't make me say it. It will break him, his poor fragile heart. Okay. Just say it to me then and not to him, Hermes. Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into the midst. There, I see her. Well, that was a short cutscene. Be an actual cutscene this time.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Game, why you stalling so much? Why is she even running? She must know that she cannot escape in the end.
Please, Mission. We must speak.
Alright, come on. What's going on?
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry. If someone can hear these words, then please,
Kill me.
please protect them. Protect them all.
Okay, she kills herself. Or, well, whatever.
Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable.
Or, well, whatever it is that is communicating through her. It's probably gonna be rather violent.
Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings.
Wait, so is it already 108 years? Was that 108 years in the past? The echo scene that we saw?
All units safely arrived at their respective destinations.
Looks like it.
Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected. Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence.
So there is something that goes around consuming all of these civilizations or what?
Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all dead.
Or is it they're nothing, it's just every civilization has always wiped themselves out somehow or something? And he's afraid of that happening again? It's strange, what's going on?
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. Inea. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then?
Nobody will answer a question. Will be able to answer a question.
What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage.
Okay.
Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteion back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteion. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
Well, I guess that we have our answer for what the next trial is.
What is the meaning of this?
Yeah, but I don't really get it why he's so upset.
You cannot take Meteion, not until she has finished her report.
Okay, then let her finish the report.
All else must wait.
Wasn't it like 7 of them who went off to the stars? Didn't you like also already report 5 of them or whatever?
You fool!
Still don't get why it upsets him so much that, you know, other people kinda don't like to live. If all Herman's means to do is listen to Meteon's report, then it is his right to do so. But once he receives the answer to his question, what then? The fate of the world may very well hinge upon the choice he makes in that moment. And we must be there when he makes it. But why would he want to undo this one civilization here that obviously... I mean, just because every other civilization failed doesn't mean this one has too, right? I mean, there doesn't really seem to be a lot of people around, except for him maybe, that, you know, don't really like living or whatever his problem is. So, trial or dungeon is the question, or both. Hermes has headed to Ktisis. Considering the expansive dimensions of the place, even we may have difficult time locating his ether. Okay, so dungeon. Or like, wait, who am I doing the dungeon? Are you gonna be the truss for the dungeon? That's gonna be cool. Even we may have difficult time locating his ether. All I can say is that he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point in the facility. So, do we pursue him? Of course we pursue him. No matter what Hermes might be thinking, Meteon is a potential threat that needs to be brought under our control. The Convocation's duty to safeguard the star takes precedence over any personal stake in the matter. Vena, Yumi? I want to hear the finish of that report. It is clear we stand on a precipice, but we have yet to determine beyond the shadow of a doubt that Meteon's is the hand which tips us over the edge. Nevertheless, if we are to learn the truth of the final days, we must give chase. And even if neither Hermes nor Meteon is ultimately responsible, we cannot leave them to suffer this torment alone. Agreed on all counts. To Ktisis, Hyperboreia we go. What have we here? Excuse me, has something happened inside Ktisis? Mistress Venard, I'm so glad you're here. No one knows what prompted it, but the alarm was sounded and Ktisis put into a state of alert. Procedure dictated that we evacuate immediately, and we have yet to investigate further. This is Hermes' doing, obviously. And what does this state of alert entail exactly? A field of dampening magic is draped over the entire facility, usually in response to escaped entities and the like. Ktisis scholar and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened to a fraction of their usual capabilities. Then consider us forewarned. We do, however, have urgent business with Chief Hermes and must enter the premises regardless. That said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he has seen fit to drop on our path. With that enfeebling spell in place, we're not like to be at our fighting best. And I was hardly an effective combatant to begin with. I have little to offer beyond my ethereal vision. Then you will put that talent of yours to good use. You were fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled? Now you've gone and raised everyone's expectations. You all need only make the most of your strength, and I will fill in the gaps as required. So we have a healer and a DPS and a tank. I was once Azim after all. 'Twas my job to rise to the occasion, be that as defender, aggressor, or healer. I feel better about my lack of prowess already. And you, Emet can impress us with your arcane majesty. You lob potent spells as easily as breathing, but can also channel the power in a protective manner if you so choose, yes? Well, yes, should the situation call for it. Excellent, that should cover us on all fronts. Wait, he's gonna tank? No, he isn't, right? Is he gonna heal? Your tale led us here, Yomi, so it is only right that you lead us now. No matter what lies ahead, we will win through to Hermes and Meteon. And then we will face the future together. Ktisis Hyperboreia now accessible. I have Emet tank and duty for me. Yay! Senpai noticed me. Ooh. That's kinda cool with the different climate zones. We just want to hear the report. Come on. It seems he's determined to protect Meteor. Ah, right bother this is going to be. Hello there.
I see you opening.
It's kind of funny how they want us to feel better about our performance by saying just, oh yeah, everyone else will be. Actually, are we also limited in what we can do? Because I guess not. That looks kind of cool. Look, of course there's a cold zone and of course we're going through it. Stop whining, come on. You're such a baby. Did I already tell you that you lost to me, that I actually killed you? Or I'm gonna kill you in the future? Just because you're such a baby all the time. Whoa. Lissa. Hi Lissa. Pleased to meet you.
I see you opening.
Okay. Guess it's gonna appear on one of the little craters, and we will need to find out which one. Like base. Oh, not again. Maybe not. Oh, okay. Now I see the... Okay. Footsteps in the snow. Heavy smash!
I'm not entirely useless.
You've already said that before. I still don't really believe it. Yeah, again. Over there. Everybody's cheating.
Have at you. Have at you.
Breaking the limit. Too late. Wait, it actually went. Why did it go through? Come on. Well, whatever. Ooh. Hello there. General Kenobi.
Stay away.
Still think that's gonna be a trial right after. That was a nice jump. And still everyone runs to the range for some reason. Interesting. Hi there. Goodness me, what manner of thinking is behind this? And that truly is no accounting for taste. Yeah. Whatever, just kill it. Come on, give me my arcane circle.
Have a taste.
Are you sure you should be standing in front of it? Ow. Ow. Okay, maybe you are sure. Bomberman bombs. Oh yeah, you just need to look at which of the heads is breathing, I guess. Intimidation. How intimidating. Bomberman!
I'm not entirely useless.
You said that before.
Have at you.
Alright, come on. Will Hermes be the last boss, or will it be a trial? If it is concept, it's submitted, I will be certain to reject it.
I cannot let you take Meteion. Not yet.
Yeah, just let her finish her report. We don't care. I want to hear it. Up we go. Pretty far up, actually. Hi there. Oh. Ooh. Whoa! Oh, that's so cool. What birds fly so high? Holy crap. That's so cool.
I must hear their answers before they're expunged from existence.
The breakthrough came in the form of magnetic fields, the use of which was discovered by the incumbent Fandaniel during his tenure as chief overseer of Elpis. A truly inspired idea that has brought lasting benefits to the star. So it wasn't he wouldn't be the first Fandaniel that are cool birds behind there. He wouldn't be the first Fandaniel that previously was the chief overseer of Elpis. So, is it Hermes or is it not? It is Hermes, okay. But will he remain there? Winged Defiance, Hermes.
So, it comes to this.
But why? Just, I don't care, just listen to a
no
report.
wish to fight, but this time, I cannot yield. Though the world may think me a mad, desperate fool, I will hold fast to my conviction.
But what happens with this timeline if we kill Hermes now? Will the final days never happen? That would be kinda nice.
I will have the time and tranquility I require. Lust and pale, gather to me.
I see you.
Ancient brand, Unleash your power!
Oh, really? Kinda sad that you have to walk back to the boss again if you wipe. Or, well, if you die when you go in with Trust, because of course as soon as you die, everybody dies. I guess is what it's called. Ah, different. So where are you pulling? Show me now, I'm at... Oh, we can stay still. Okay. That actually is pretty fast, I have to admit.
Dancing winds, pierce my foes! Stars on high, all is rain!
That one isn't cracked. Well, now it's cracked. Well, it was cracked as well, but not glowing, you know. Just wanted to say, I cannot interrupt that. No. Damn it. Quadruple. That sounds nasty.
Stand firm.
That was double, right? That was a little far. Could have just went back in, yeah. Stupid me.
Dancing winds, pierce my foe!
Prepare yourself.
Out of my way!
You tell him, Mehmet.
Stars on high, all is rain! Out of my way! I know I can transform this. But I am not finished yet.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. That was kinda close. That might have actually killed me and wiped the group, therefore.
My power.
Alright, Metean trial. Let's see.
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the Convocation, I hereby take Meteon into custody.
But why? I don't really get it.
And setting aside the matter of your nomination, you will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Meteion, I am so sorry. Would that I could have listened to your report in full. Reflected upon its meaning and conveyed it to others. That they might reconsider their chosen course. But I have failed. And that wish will never be realized. However, ere our fates become the province of others, I bid you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those distant stars? Was there a reason for living?
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased.
Okay. Creepy.
Heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own. One race had striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse. One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time or death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves. One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live. Though worlds apart, these peoples shared a belief. The belief that they had tried their best. That they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success. In the course of which, they learned the truth. That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness, so long as they yet lived.
Yeah, so what? It's part of life.
Even now their souls cry out for oblivion. And to this song of anguish, I lend my voice. We lend our voice. Oh, beloved mankind, shimmering jewels of beautiful Etheris, rejoice, for we will free you from the cruel yoke of existence.
Okay.
There is no need to struggle in vain, for in nihility awaits salvation. You will know peace and serenity, and it will be beautiful. We will make our nest at the edge of the universe, And there in the dark of dead worlds hoard sorrow and suffering. There we will sing, our chorus ever louder and ever clearer, that our song may reach even this ether-shrouded star. Such is the answer we have found in the stars. Such is the gift we now offer to Etheris.
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die? Have you lost your mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you'd still take her side?
In the name of the star, we have discarded those creations that we deemed flawed. If we ourselves are flawed, does it not stand to reason that we too should be discarded?
That is sophistry, and you know it!
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong. Who is to say that you are right? Let us settle this with a determination. In my authority as Chief Overseer of Elpis, I will make a judgment on man's fitness to exist.
I'm not talking because it
If
advances
he can
automatically.
learn to value all life and retain his will to live, even should his end be justified, he will surely find a way to avert his demise. If not, he will perish from the start. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness. Kairos! Awaken!
Yeah, of course. Memory manipulation.
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Does it work on me though?
Command. Universal memory alteration. Target area. Ktisis Hyperboreia. Starting point. Arrival of Emmett Selk of the convocation at Propylion. Endpoint. The present. Erase the memories of all events. And replace with a vague recollection of the following. I was here, preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to Emmett Selk and Hydaelyn. Meteon's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain their existence, and all dissipated in a burst.
Why would he be able to
The
conceal
resulting
Emmett Selk like that?
shockwave accidentally triggered Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present. Execute.
Command acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Bravo. I dare say one would be hard-pressed to make it fairer. Everything that you told us, everything that has happened, the fact we've even met, it will all be gone.
It was clear from the moment we knew there was a memory altering machina.
Go, Meteon. To the edge of the universe, where none can reach you.
Hermes, won't you come with me? If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Silly fool. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This ends here.
Fly, Meteor!
That is far enough, Hermes!
Argos, to me!
You all thought Reaper would be the edgelord of the expansion? Ha!
2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
Sorry, Hermes takes the spot.
As if we
And
need
Meteor.
more pressure. No matter what, you cannot forget what happened today. For it is the key to saving your future. Your world. This fight is our fight. What comes after, our problem to contend with, not yours. No. Your own struggle awaits,
Yeah.
and no one else can take your place. You must flee this place with your memories intact, and I will see that you do. Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
Of course, she's in a sidewards sit. What would it even do if you caught her? There's like 6 or 7 others of her, right?
Very well then.
Oh.
May elude us this day, but not forever.
Alright, so Meteon's gonna be the final trial, not Hydaelyn.
Meteon's gotten away.
Well, we still don't know what
Second
happens to Zenus.
process complete. 1 remaining to execution.
Come on, can you please send me away?
No time for brooding.
Yep, thank you.
Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump through.
I cannot tell you how sorry I am,
You're just a stupid idiot.
but neither can I let you escape!
Now that's rather surprising.
Too brave by half. Exemplary work, as always, Emmett Selk.
What? But how? I thought the confluence was over.
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping we would.
It was never anywhere but where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion.
I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
A gambit brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate.
I wonder who they're talking about.
Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement. Honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every Azen. There's no time! Quickly! Even now, I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path. Still, if it must be said, do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
Final process complete. Executing universal memory alteration.
So does Vinard also
Gargos!
get away? Which is okay, so that's why Hydaelyn knows everything. I mean, I'm still not sure if this is now our timeline or if it's a separate timeline. It's confusing.
I'm fine. Just a little tired.
Okay, I don't get it. Why does he just snap like that? Oh, all other civilizations in the universe tried to do something and they realized after doing that it was stupid. And therefore they lost their will to live. First of all, I cannot believe that. Well, I mean, I can believe that once you gain immortality that you lose your wish to live at some point because, yeah, we're not made for immortality. But why conject...
Can it be true?
But why project that onto your own civilization? I mean, it looks as if Hermes would be the only one so far of all of the ancients here who has doubt about their meaning of life, right? I mean, yes, of course, if we're flawed as well, then might as well erase ourselves by our own standards, right? Then who is to decide if we are flawed or not? It just doesn't make sense in my opinion. And why would Meteion go to the recurring theme in a lot of Final Fantasies, which are like, and also just saying World of Warcraft, right? You know, Sargeras, who thinks the only way to avoid that the Void Lords take over the universe is erase everything of existence in the universe. Now here, Meteion is basically the same. They are like, oh no, sorrow, and what's so bad about sorrow and suffering? She even said herself that those who only had joy left in their life thought it was useless because there wasn't any sorrow anymore, right? So what's the problem with having sorrow and having to suffer throughout your life? You know, it's not as if it was that like that all the time. The only actual failure all of these civilizations did was that they did focus on only the good, right? And that they wanted to only have this one thing and they focused on that. And then they realized, oh, only this one thing, it isn't what you should be. Oh no, it's so bad. Let us all die. So isn't Meteion just right out ignoring whatever she's learned from all of these civilizations by doing the exact same failure? By saying, the only way to escape sorrow and suffering is death. Just unmake everything. Even if you kill everything, right? Or everything returns to the star or whatever death means in this game. It doesn't mean that nothing will be born again, right? So what's it's just jumping to conclusions. I don't get it. And Hermes is just, I don't know. He's such a strange character. He's just musing about and be like, oh, I don't know the reason of life. Are we really doing the right thing? I mean, nobody says that he's wrong in trying to, you know, not to preserve flawed life, right? But why does he has to go to extremes like this? As Van Daniel, he might have actually, you know, like, he might have revisioned everything. He might have actually brought the other to their senses and be like, come on, we cannot keep doing that. Maybe we should change our ways or whatever. But why would he go to immediately, oh, everybody must die, everything must be erased? Well, he doesn't really. He's more like, I cannot find a way why we should be living. And all these other civilizations throughout the stars didn't find the answer as to why we should be living. So I must apply a little bit of pressure on our civilization so that we find why we should keep on living. And if we find a reason to do so, then we will for sure... Don't come over either. We will for sure find a way as to how to avert this. The final days that I'm just now, you know, starting. I don't really like it. Especially because Meteion is just, you know, just comes from nowhere. Suddenly we have this big bad thing. Oh yeah, by the way, it has been there for all time. Yeah. Nice. Okay. You know when they say they want to finish a 10-year-long story. This is the pinnacle of 10 years. We're not finished yet, of course, right? It's not a verdict. I'm not yet saying that it is, I don't know, bad writing or that I don't like it overall. It's for sure interesting. It's just I don't feel pleased yet because I think if that is the solution to everything, which I hope it won't be, I'm just like, is it really all you've got? Is that your... I mean, I'm just not satisfied with... Oh yeah, just saying, there has been a party that you haven't known before that has been there all the time, and they are actually the root of evil, and they have been the cause to all of this. Oh yeah, it's those ones. You give us this one third party at level 87. We got to know them now. If you want an epic conclusion to your 10 years old story, then why don't you use any actual beings, entities that you have been establishing for all over those 10 years? Why not make Hydaelyn the culprit? I don't get it. I mean, as I said, we're not through yet. Why not make us the culprit? Why not make Azam the culprit? Why not just anything? But if the conclusion is that we're just going to, you know, the end of the universe, the nest of the Meteions, and then we kill the Meteions and then everything is fine. I really hope that's not the conclusion, because if it was, then I don't like it. Because it just wouldn't be satisfying enough. It would be okay for an intermediate expansion. It would be a great expansion, comparable to Heavensward so far, I would say. But as a conclusion of the whole story since the beginning of Realm Reborn, it just wouldn't be enough for me, personally, of course. But yeah, let's see what they'll do with the last 3 levels, right? We're not finished.
Are we the only ones left who see beauty in the world? In life?
Well, that's the point, right? Because they do. They do still see beauty in life. They do still love to live. So why does Hermes and Meteion assume that just because others don't, we would be doomed as well? Why do they ask for the stars for answers when they can just ask their peers?
Are the stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations?
So what if? What does it matter? Oh, and don't forget, just because they're husks now doesn't mean that there won't be other civilizations arise after us.
And yet...
That's basically the most twisted idea of mankind, that there would be none after us. Come on, who really thinks that? There have been others before us and there will be others after us. Even if you get wiped out by Meteion right now, the universe doesn't die because of that. It will keep on living. It will keep on producing living beings.
I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteion's presence. And the place where to we must go.
Yeah, you kinda marked her, right? Gave her a tracker.
Ere she made good her escape, I placed an enchantment upon her. One which allows us to follow her trail.
So that's what the creation of the moon was all about. Not for the people to escape, but for us to reach Meteion. Now the problem is, if you want to do that, then we don't have a means to escape. So I guess that's what the next few levels are gonna be about. Us convincing the people that we have a chance of fighting. Yeah.
She has already left the outermost bounds of Ktisis and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down. But thanks to Emmet Selk and his Hydaelyn, all is not lost. We remember.
So I guess with the creation of the moon, she wanted to give us the choice, right? I mean, fleeing to another star still would be a proof that we still see meaning in life, right? Because we wanted to live on. The question is if that would be enough, or if Meteon would just basically follow us and try to destroy the next star as well, right? But the choice is ours in the end, ultimately. Fight or flight.
So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
I know where we are heading to. What become of the others, I wonder.
I'd like to know too. Let us ascertain the situation at Ktisis Hyperboreia, where they should still be. Given the likely state of their memories, however, it would be imprudent for us to approach them directly. In which case... I am sorry, my friend. I've asked much of you this day. But may I trouble you one last time?
Also, why wasn't our memory altered? We're still in Elpis, right? Didn't he, like, alter memory of everybody in Elpis?
Argos will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Forgive me. I was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests.
It's kinda interesting. He himself was already depressed, who already doesn't see meaning in life, right? And then when you know what he's becoming with our Fandaniel, right? You can understand where he is coming from.
But Meteon, her shared consciousness became unstable. And she...
So, that's what prompted the state of alert. And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos' accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Why would they even allow such? Why would you need such a device? It doesn't really make sense. Why would you need such a device? If your base of operation, if your principles of operation is whenever something is flawed, we just unmake it and make it again. But I mean, how would you create something like that can also be applied to a man and not have it regulated or being known? I mean, he's not the only one who knows about Kairos. All of the researchers there know about them. Maybe one of them should have gone to the convocation and said, like, hey, we have this memory-altering device that could basically, you know, do whatever you want with it.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Venar and your other companion? You went inside together, as I recall.
Who are you talking about?
We did?
If Venar was with us, I have no recollection of it. But that there is her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress as well.
Okay, so he only changed the memories of all who were in the building, I guess, in the facility.
I haven't the slightest
Sounded
notion who
different.
this other companion might be, however.
Ah, Well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word. Perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious. I must ask Vinar about it when next we meet.
Yes, yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this Meteon did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarot. We need to make certain there are no other ill effects.
And so he became
Also,
Fandaniel.
I am here on business of the 14. We've already had the conversation, like as not, but since your toy wiped my memory, we'll have to have it again.
Yes, of course. As you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld.
Oh, is that why Emmett Salk helped us in the battle against Elidibus? Because he remembered all of this?
If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
That's probably it, right?
I doubt aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
We still have that one soul that Hydaelyn brought from the thirst to the source, right? I guess you might still have a part to play, Mr. Hades.
Let us rest. If only for a while. After all, you and I... Oh, we still have a long, long way to go.
Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertions were more than purely physical, but resting one's body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it unlikely he will create more Entelechies. He poured much of himself into Meteon, and now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He will blame himself. He will believe that had he never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world, then the Meteor would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 will be a welcome distraction, and one day hence he will face the advent of the final days in the role of Fandaniel. Thou must live, die, and know. Vinard is watching you in quiet contemplation. Yomi, listen to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination or to convince Emetzalk and Hyperboreia that they have been deceived. Now we must instead ensure that the experiences Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be a weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you to the doors of Propylaeon. Your time in this age is drawing to an end. Upon speaking to Venard, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Well, okay. We're not done yet. I wonder what will happen.
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home.
Perhaps I should stay and help. I can still go back afterwards.
I appreciate your sentiment. I truly do. But 'tis a very long game that we must now play. And while you have maintained a stable presence here thus far, there are dangers in lingering over long.
Okay.
No. You must return to your own battlefield. Make use of the knowledge you have attained, that your days here and our friend's sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteion free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control.
You think so? You think so many people would project other civilizations' ruin onto their own? I don't think so.
I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist.
Okay.
And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteion at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead.
How would you do that?
Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friend's memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path.
I guess with conjunction she's meaning that this actually also happened in our past, or might have happened in our past. Which would make sense, because Hydaelyn for sure seemed to have some knowledge of everything. So it might as well be that this did actually happen in the past. And it's maybe it's not that different from what was with us.
Walk with me to the end.
To have it split into a separate timeline. Yes, we are Endwalkers. We are going to walk to the end, and I'm gonna lead you there so that you can. That's gonna be a tearful. Say goodbye.
As you move forward, so too will I. As will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again
I was just thinking, but if she had her memories and knew who we are and when and how we look and everything, why would she
From
have
this
other...
day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandani.
Why would she employ other warriors of light? Or give other people the echo and stuff? But I guess there's other duties to be fulfilled, not only ours. Yeah. That's not where we entered. I mean, we all know where and when that is. Zodiark is at hand.
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiark. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days.
So it was Metean we heard when we killed Zodiark, who was saying, finally. I assume.
Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong. Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise.
Yeah, what's the problem with it? That's
No
what I'm getting
civilization,
at.
however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it. We won't accept it. It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
They don't listen.
Mighty Zodiark! God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk.
I'm not sure if this is our actual past or if it's a little different. Because we know she's the core of Hydaelyn,
All this
right?
excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment.
But we know she wasn't alone, which is what confuses me a little.
I
Probably
birth a
us.
world of suffering to mire and plague. In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy, even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
You lost me. That was such a confusing cutscene. Has that become our past now? Was it always our past? What about Hydaelyn? And why that overlap of her walking forward and us walking forward against Emet-Selch? I'm confused. Just to make it clear, I think the storytelling, the one thing why I liked Shadowbringers so much was because it opened this past existence to us, right? It revealed, hey, we were actually one of those Ascians. Not only what the Ascians actually are, the civilization, everything, but we were actually a part of it. And it made everything just feel so much grander, so much more mysterious. There was just so much to unpack in that past of us. It was just overwhelming my senses, basically, overwhelming my mind. It went racing into every direction. What is going on? What happened? What will we see? What happened? How will it resolve? Now, of course, this is a little hard on Endwalker because Endwalker is meant to be the conclusion to all of this. So of course, you won't be having the same amount of mystery at the end of Endwalker. When you're getting answers, then usually you should be getting more answers than you have open questions, right? And this piece here in the past is such a throwback to the feeling that I had when it was revealed what Emet-Selch was, what the past was, what we were, how everything was interwoven with each other. This is why this is, even though there's a little bit of stalling in between, right, just walking around and everything, this is so far my favorite of the areas that we went through. Comparing it to Garlemald, it would be like comparing Shadowbringers to Heavensward, because I think Heavensward is such an immersive grand story to tell. You're just in the moment there. It's so good. It's being told so well, and I think it's the same for the Golemald area, where you're so much in the present. Everything that's happening seems relevant, and it's such a shock seeing your body, yourself from being outside of your body, right? And this one here is now that grand reveal again. That not really reveal. It's just that meta story going on of all of the primals and the ancients and the Asians and stuff. So this one feels more like how it felt back in Shadowbringers, which is why I like this one so much. Just as a story itself, so far in Endwalker, except for a few little things that I would have changed. For example, I would have had everything that happened in Thufnair right after we came back from the moon. I would have put that before we actually went to the moon, because being on the moon and destroying Zodiark felt like the end of this chapter, the end of the chapter of Fandaniel. And Fandaniel was what we originally ultimately connected to the final days. So just going back to Earth and then, yeah, final days are still here, everything is going to shambles. First of all, it just felt unnecessary, and you're just like there and being like, we're just wasting time. Why the hell are we doing that? First of all, we know that this is gonna happen all over the world. So what meaning is it to just try and waste our time fighting to save Thufnair if we know that this is going to be everywhere if we don't fight the root cause, right? It just felt so unnecessary at this point. It was just such a waste of time. Not of my time, of course. Not of my time. I've enjoyed it. But such a waste of time of the science and the Warrior of Light. Why the hell would you waste your time with that when time is such a tight resource in this moment? So it was just so frustrating going through all this and exactly knowing, why don't you talk to Hydaelyn? Exactly everything that happened at the end of that area where we like, oh yeah, we should talk to Hydaelyn. Oh yeah, we can talk to Elidibus. That, in my opinion, should have happened after we killed Zodiark, and maybe even the whole thing with the Loporoids was a little. I mean, it might come into play again, but it was just a little. I don't know. It was a fun interlude, but it didn't really have anything to do with the story so far, and I felt a little like, why are we just playing the inspectors up here? But I mean, it was okay, it wasn't that long. So yeah, I would have put I know of course that the final days are triggered by killing Zodiark, and therefore the portion in Thufnair couldn't play before we defeated Zodiark, of course. But they could have written it differently, right? They could have, I mean, also Anima. What the hell was that? All the towers all over the world. It was such a build-up to something, and it wasn't even a trial. I mean, they might still change, but what the hell was that? At least, you know, have that at the midpoint of the expansion. So I would have just put Thufnair, the Thufnair portion, with the end of days before that. Just write it somewhere else, make it connected to Anima or something, make it connect to the tower, which is what we all thought. We thought towers would be the one things that were invoking the final days, and not just us going to the moon and killing Zodiark. I mean, you can say, hey, plot twist, hey. In my opinion, it's just a huge waste of build-up. Also, Xenos, I have no idea what role Xenos is going to play in the rest of this. I mean, it's probably going to be good, but yeah. So I would have just said this before and have the destruction of Zodiark at right around the middle, so at level 85. Apart from that, I think it's a phenomenal expansion so far. I mean, the story itself, what it tells, every single area has been better than basically everything we've had before, in my opinion. Heavensward was just so good because of the build-up and the conclusion in the end, right? It wasn't really the zones itself, playing through the zones themselves, so it made it so great. Of course, it felt different because it was this journey that you went on with your party, right? But in the end, the stories of the areas itself wasn't as interesting as it was now here in Endwalker. And every single zone's story has been very interesting in itself. I mean, Labyrinthos, I'm pretty sure we're going back to Labyrinthos anyways, so we will have a concluding arc there. But including like the mystery and including that little episode on the moon where we just realized what the forum has always been up to. If we include that too and say that is the Labyrinthos story part, then it's again extremely intriguing. So every single area so far has been phenomenal overall. So I'm not saying that I think it's bad. Not at all. I'm really enjoying this and I think it's a phenomenal expansion. But I'm just not satisfied yet. And if this conclusion, as I said before, if this is the way they're going with, yeah, that's how it is, and if we now kill Meteion, and probably Hydaelyn or whatever, then everything is fine and the final days will be averted, and I don't know. Then I'm just saying, was it really necessary to pull in another third party that we haven't known for 87 levels? It's the same as with Final Fantasy IX, for example, right at the end, right? You kill Kuya, and then this eternal darkness appears. Exactly the same. It very much remembered me of that, actually. It being, oh, only if we wipe existence, only then we will be escaped. So I think it's exactly the same, actually. It just comes out of nowhere. Why can't Kuya just be the last boss? I don't get it. Or Kuja, or whatever you want to call him. I mean, they are loosely connected to Fandaniel, I would say. Maybe there will be a stronger connection coming up, right? I'm not finished yet. As I'm saying, I'm just trying to explain why I feel so unsatisfied by this revelation that we just had here. Of course, it got me thinking. Of course, it was an interesting revelation. But if that's how it's gonna end, then I'm just saying it's too simple for my tastes. Too not worthy of a 10-year-long story arc. But, as I said, we still have 3 levels to go, assuming this is the finish of level 80 of the level 87 quest. So don't draw conclusions too early, I would say. But yeah, that's what all went through my head while I was sitting there silently watching that cutscene unfold. Are they gonna be able to pull it off? Final Fantasy XIV has been so great so far, its story is so good up to this point, but will they stick the landing? And right now, after seeing this interlude with Meteion and Hermes and everything, I'm inclined to be more on the phenomenal series, but in the end it's just this lackluster feeling of, wouldn't it have been better if they did something else? I don't know what, but just something else, you know? Now sitting here at this point where I think this could be great, this could be incredibly good, but I'm not yet feeling like it. I'm very, very, very just, you know, nervous and anxious about actually finding out what the ending is, and if it is just this, yeah, it is good and it is phenomenal overall, but it's just lacking something, or if it will be this pure perfection feeling. And that's the reason why I'm maybe a little harsh to what just happened, and just being, why my current verdict is more like, I'm afraid of what is gonna happen and that I won't be satisfied with it. That's basically what where I'm currently at.